adesso. Non è una cosa che non ferma, non è una cosa che cosa fate? Ini, itu pun nak pelai, itu nak pelajak, usah isu dah. Sudah, hey.
All right. Yeah. So basically, this is my first video footage of myself, in which I'm more than likely going to talk a little bit about one of the things that was concerning me most in this time. It's it has to do with San Francisco's pollution content that everyone is susceptible to and has to tolerate every day. I think the thing that comes up regarding it for me the most is how children, you know, most notably just children period, not of any specific nationality or race, it doesn't matter. How at the age of 8 and 9, they seem to already have come into and accumulated what is described and called runny nose syndrome. Basically, runny nose syndrome. Another name for it, scientific name for it would be Rhinitis. Clinical term defined and put in context and described in totality was described as is called non-allergic Vasomotor Rhinitis, having to do with one's rhinitis regarding the rhinoxera, the rhinovirus, the area that deals with the motorization and the utilization and the workings of the nostrils. Looking into some notes that I had made a while back, and I often distribute them to people so they can get an idea exactly what it is that I'm speaking of. Well, the pollution content in San Francisco is actually one based on recycled pollution, because in the downtown area, you can see the precipitation daily as it arrives, coming from the direction of the west. More than likely, you having been blended in with the trade winds as a result of it passing through here prior day and being absorbed into the atmosphere, which it itself does make up the atmosphere, and then because of the heat content, because of the presence of the metabiological heated up metabolites, it gets drawn up into the atmosphere to where it gets pulled into the trade winds, and prior to that it gets solidified by the stratosphere, ionosphere, whatever part of the sphere that is drawn into, so it can be cooled down, so it can be moved closer to a region that's more cooler, meaning further up north, more near to Alaska, where we're experiencing most of the global warming, because that's where these heated metabolites end up in order to get solidified in the cooling process. Then they're dropped down into the trade winds, and then they're redirected and come right back here again. And that's each day that whole process takes place. spoken of, another name for that whole process in totality, and the name that has been done because of the where it comes from, how it's been created, what it consists of, and what it does. It's called the baryogenesis. You can look these things up on Google. Here it speaks of baryogenesis. Its experiments are consistent with the number of quarks in the universe being a constant, and to be more specific, the number of baryons being a constant in a technical language, citation needed, a constant, the total baryon number appears to be conserved. Within the prevailing standard model of particle physics, the number of baryons may change in multiples of 3 due to the action of cephalerons. Although this is rare and has not been observed under experiment, some grand unified theories of particle physics also predict that a single proton can decay, changing this baryon number by 1. However, this has not yet been observed under experiment. The excess of baryons over antibaryons in the present universe is thought to be due to non-conservation of baryon number in the very early universe, though this is not well understood. This document right here, it speaks to the symptoms, the runny nose syndrome symptoms. For instance, myself, once I enter out into the atmosphere in the downtown area, it will be no more than 1 hour to 2 before my nose starts running, and it runs a clear phlegm type, not a mucus, but a clear phlegm that seems to work in such a way that it's a natural order of how my nose exudes or pushes out the phlegm to protect the things in the atmosphere which deal with the baryon precipitation from prevented from going up into my nostrils. It's this note of mine that I put together. It speaks to the runny nose syndrome. It speaks about runny nose can be caused by anything that irritates or inflames the nasal tissues. Infections such as the common cold and influenza, allergies, and various irritants may all cause a runny nose. Some people have a chronically runny nose for no apparent reason. A condition called non-allergic rhinitis or Vasomotor rhinitis. Causes of the runny nose include acute sinusitis, allergies, chronic sinusitis, Church-Strauss syndrome, common cold, decongestant nasal spray overuse, and things also associated with the whole process that deals with and addresses what I've come to know as the common cold. I believe that the basis of the response to individuals like myself and those of us who live in San Francisco, born and raised, as well as the children now coming up here between the ages of 8, 9, and 12 and 13, have just lived long enough just for the atmosphere to have the effect on them. I believe it's a combination of what the pollutants in the air have done to just the rhinovirus 13 common cold viral bacterial worm, just it being present in the air and having to tolerate the level of content that deals with pollutants, and also including that of pollen. So just think of pollen combined with pollution, combined with rhinovirus 13, the common cold viral bacterial worm, and it just comes together and forms whatever it forms by coming together, and then together it accumulates, it energizes itself, it empowers itself with that which is available to empower it, and there we have it. We have that which we all have to reckon with and subject ourselves to, just walking in the air for any period of time that we walk in it, no matter what day it is or what time it is now. Anyway, like I said, this is the first time I'm doing this. I want to observe how my footage is, go over it, edit it, and I'm definitely going to be putting it where you see it at now on YouTube later.